Alright, we're on the 96 KLR. This is the first go-around with our MotoVlogging setup. We're running a GoPro Hero 8 on our helmet and the medium on it, and we're using the rear microphone. So first go-around with this. It's Friday afternoon or early evening here at Lake Limerick, and it's about 3:45 right now. The roads are dry and temperature is about 58 degrees. So choke is off, fuel is on, starting to get a little bit of heat. I think we're going to go out to Mason Lake Road and see how this works. Check traffic, we're all good. Let's get it on. We're hoping for some decent audio. That's our goal. We do have the level or mics to mount in the helmet if need be, but let's take a test on this and adjust that mirror there. Now I can see where I've already been. So anyway, 96 KLR Kawasaki 650. An older bike, obviously. 21,390 on it. So let's head on down the road and see how it is. Spotlights on. Oh, nice out here. Real nice. Fifth gear. 40 miles an hour. Hoping for some decent audio and not too much wind noise, but still want to pick up the motorcycle this slower road. We'll get some audio on this too. Alright, this is 35 mile an hour road, and this takes you down to one of the shores of Mason Lake. I'm not sure which one. It's probably the western shore of Mason Lake. But we're running 30 miles an hour right now, 3,000 RPM. Real nice country, logged off over there. And pretty good shot of the mountains up there. The Olympics. This is the Olympic Peninsula. This is kind of our turnaround down here. There's someone in it, but we're going to still try to get turned around. Oh, I think they're all waiting for the school bus, maybe. I'm not sure. Running 30 miles an hour down through here. One of the creeks that feeds the Mason Lake and Lake Trask. That's the way you get up into there. It's kind of a private community. You kind of, I don't know if you own the lot or lease the lot or how that works, but whatever. Alright, about 2 miles an hour here. And you can see Mason Lake off there to the right, over here through the trees. Old bass boat sitting there. She needs a little bit of attention, that one. Yeah, very comfortable having my insulated jeans on, riding boots, and then my riding jacket, and it does have a zip-in liner, and I've got a vest on underneath that, and then a long-sleeve t-shirt is kind of my riding apparel. Like I said at the beginning, I'm thinking it's somewhere around 58 degrees here. No breeze. Gee, I don't even know if you call that partly cloudy. Blue skies shining through here on the peninsula this afternoon. Oh, got a pedestrian crossing the road. Wheelbarrow crossing. Ah, nice shop. Got the big RV door. Another nice shop. My kind of place. Yeah, these homes along here, they're not cheap. I'll guarantee you that. Some of these places, I don't know. I think minimum you buy a place on the lake is probably $850,000, and property taxes just got to be super outrageous. One thing I didn't check before I left was my fuel level. I've got 182 miles on this tank. But I got a reserve too, so hopefully we don't run out. We're about halfway along this shoreline now, I believe. Some very nice homes along here. You see the lake out there Mason Lake, about 5 miles long, 1,000 acres. They say it's about 90 feet deep, but averages somewhere around 50 feet. And this is a year-round lake, I believe. You can fish it, it's open year-round. Unlike Lake Limerick where I live, it closes the end of October. I sure do like this KLR. I didn't know I'd like riding this thing. I kind of used to ride my Harley Davidson, 03 Heritage Softail. It needs a fuel pump. I've got it, just haven't put it in yet. Be a project for this winter. And we'll get that going next year and maybe do some MotoVlogging out on that also. But total different bikes, that's for darn sure. You know, the KLR is just a good bike. A lot of guys use them for commuting. A lot of guys run them off-road. I mean, some of these guys have ridden these things all over the globe. I'm not going to do that. I'm probably going to do some Forest Service trails and maybe some 2-track, but I'm probably not going to get into any single track. If I was younger, maybe, but my gosh, I'm a half a tick away from 70, so better I stick to the little bit easier stuff, you know. Here's a good shot of the lake over here. Beautiful Mason Lake. Looks like we're, oh gosh, at least 3/4 the way or maybe more down the lake now. Here's the Mopar shop, Chrysler Mopar shop. Hidden up in there in the trees. Rumor has it there's some pretty cool Mopars in there. I've never been in there, so I can't attest to it, but I've heard that. Roads are basically dry. Pine needles on them, but that shouldn't bother the KLR. I played with the suspension on this. Added progressive springs in the front forks. Added a fork brace. Kind of stiffen those forks or tie those forks together a little bit below the triple trees, which it kind of helped. And then, of course, the preload on the rear shock and the dampening. And right now, we're running 2 on the preload and 2 on the dampening. And I was at 3 and 3, but when I put the pannier bags on, it rode so nice, and I thought maybe it might be a little bit heavy, so I dropped it down to 2 and 2, and it's real good. Tire pressures, 36 in the front, 34 in the rear on Metzler Tourance tires. And these bikes have a 21-inch front tire and 18-inch rear. You know, that bigger front tire, the smaller front tires, they handle a little better, you know, like sport bikes have the smaller ones and stuff. But wow, nice shop, check that out. How neat is that? Like I said, sport bikes have the smaller ones and they handle, you know, they're designed to carve corners. This one is more designed to do roads like this and trails and stuff. Drop it down a hill. And the road is a little bit wet down here. Not too bad. I think we'll just rock right through it, no problem. But these KLRs, a lot of people use them for commuting. then you read about the guys on the KLR forum. These guys run these down the interstates at 75 miles an hour. I don't know. I've had this one doing 75 once when I kind of was running it up through the gears. I mean, it was stable and everything. There was no issues with it. But I don't know if I need to be going that fast on a adventure bike. You know, I kind of like 50-ish, 55-ish. The corner here. It's fine with me. I don't need to be going that fast. I don't know, I'm probably going to be looking for some new tires for it in the spring. These tires on here, they're more of a road tire. I mean, they would handle, you know, like a Forest Service road, stuff like that. But if you got into anything slippery or a lot of loose rock or sand or muddy, these tires aren't going to do real good in that. But for now, they're good enough. I'm not going to invest in them now because, like I said, this is what is today? 25th October, something like that. The riding season's it's winding down around here. In fact, about 8 o'clock tonight, they say the wind and the rain's going to start, and then it's supposed to rain all this weekend, so that's kind of why I wanted to get out this afternoon here and try this vlogging helmet, see how it works. I haven't reviewed any of the footage yet, so we will find out. I ordered a 16-2 sprocket for this, the primary sprocket, has a 15 on it. That'll lower the RPMs a little bit on it. I did some footage that I'm saving of the RPM and speed at 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. And then the sprocket, new chain and all that's supposed to be here, I think Tuesday. So I'll change that out and go out and show you the comparison. In fact, I'll video the process of changing it out too. See how that goes. But we're winding away from the lake and heading back out to the Mason Lake Road now. Another corner. Let's take it easy. Yeah, there we go. Perfect negotiation of that. I got some battery packs too. These GoPro batteries, especially when you're using the media mod and recording in 4K, you know, they're only about 40 minutes on a good day. So I got this battery pack, and we'll get into that a little bit later on how all that's going to work. Alright, back on Mason Lake, 45 miles an hour. This is the hole. This is where Shoemaker Creek comes out the other end of Mason Lake. So we just crossed over that. Now we got, I don't know, 6 miles or so back to the house. We're at 50 miles an hour right now. Be interested to see how the video is going through the windscreen with the camera and stuff. I'm glad I got out. Super nice. little bit